Ever since I started working out, I've been interested in body weight training for one specific purpose: bodybuilding. You might think that it's pretty basic, but you'd be surprised at how little this topic gets talked about on YouTube, or even online at all for that matter. Know what you're gonna say, but Vince, there's tons of amazing calisthenics channels out there, and well, yeah, you're right. But these channels don't actually focus on body building, as in tailoring your workouts for the specific purpose of building muscle. Now, before I continue, I just want to thank this video sponsor, bulksupplements.com. Link in the bio. More on them later. And also don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Most channels actually focus on building calisthenic skills and relative strengths, which are actually really cool, but believe it or not, a planche or a one-arm chin-up doesn't actually build muscle. To build muscle, you need exercises that will work specific body parts at the appropriate volume. Now, the reason that calisthenics skills training isn't great for bodybuilding is that it cranks up the intensity all the way to the max, but the volume is so low to make up for it that you're actually not able to maximize growth with it. What I want to do to prove to you that you're not actually limited when it comes to bodybuilding, even if you're training at home, by showing you all of the lifts that you normally do on a gym workout with the machines and the barbells on a typical leg day workout. And I'll give you the equivalent body weight exercises so that you too can have a bro workout split training at home with body weight only exercises. I know that you might be skeptical because you probably think that you need your whole 2-plate squat to see any results. Well, I'll be honest with you, whatever 90% of you are squatting, you can probably match the intensity, that's the actual weight being lifted by the worked muscle, with a body weight squat variant. Now take me for example. I'm a 210 pound or 95 kilo man. If I were to do a single leg squat, I'd be lifting my entire body with one leg, right? Well, just for argument's sake, try to equate that to a normal squat. I'm lifting my entire body except for one leg, the one that's working. So let's say that leg is about 50 pounds or 23 kilos. That means that my one leg is still squatting 159 pounds or 72 kilos. If you equate that for two legs, that's a 318 pound or 144 kilo squat. Now, I know the conversion's not perfect, but I hope it helps to prove my point. Now, let's start with the barbell squat. Of course, the first item on the list is the king of all exercises, the squat. And before I continue, I don't know if I really need to tell you this, but you should still be training legs even if you're doing body weight only training. But what exercises actually replaces the squat? Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious, isn't it? It's the body weight squat. I know you think you're probably above the body weight squat because it's too easy, but before you rule it out, I want you to try one thing for me. Just try doing 50 body weight squats in a row without taking a break. Can you do it? I know that you probably think you can right now, but let me tell you, when it comes down to actually doing it, you might be surprised at how difficult the reps are, especially once you get past the 30 rep range. Now, there is another great option, and that's my preferred one. It's the pistol squat. It's not that all of a sudden I'm too good for body weight squats, but at the same time, doing the required amount of volume to get gains from that exercise can take a long time, and more importantly, it sucks to do, as in it hurts bad. So like I said earlier, using a single leg squat will give you adequate amount of intensity to make the leg gains that you want. If you're not feeling the basic squat, but you're not quite strong enough to do a full pistol squat yet, you can progress on the lift by squatting on a staircase and gradually dropping down to a lower step until you're able to do the full range of motion squat. The other thing I want to suggest for the pistol squat is to ensure that you get the total amount of work volume that you want for that exercise by holding on to the wall next to you to make sure that you're getting your balance. I don't want balance to be the limiting factor for you when you start to do this exercise, rather that your legs are too tired to keep it going. Now eventually your balance should be good enough that you don't need the wall, but at the same time holding the wall for balance isn't really taking much away from the lift itself anyway. So for leg growth, I would suggest focusing on getting those quality reps in with the wall assistance instead of trying to only get bogged down by trying to nail down your balance at the cost of putting in that leg volume. Now what's another good exercise there? The leg press, and that one's actually a favorite amongst bodybuilders at the gym. Some people even go as far as to say that it can replace the squat altogether as your main lower body lift. I wouldn't go that far, but because of the way that you are placed in the leg press, it does help to favor the glutes and the hamstrings more than your standard squat. It's more akin to a low bar squat as opposed to a high bar squat. Well, there are two substitutes that favor the hamstrings and glutes in that sort of squatting motion. The first one is the step up. With this exercise, you just need to find a sturdy chair or a set of stairs to take a large step up onto in order to preferentially hit the glutes. You just need to make sure that you're leaning forward before you start the lift. And the next one is the shrimp squat. If you're looking for a more of a challenge, then I recommend doing the shrimp squats, which is done by squatting while holding your ankle behind your body. This will force you into a forward lean position, which more closely resembles the position that you would have that you'd have your body in when doing a leg press. I highly recommend giving them a try. They are deceptively difficult. Of course, if you're doing a leg workout, you need to hit your hamstrings, and the favorite lift for that one would be the stiff leg deadlift or the Romanian deadlift, depending on who you ask. Now, I will say that the best substitute for the stiff leg deadlift is actually not a perfect analog for the exercise itself, but it's so damn good that it's worth making it onto the list. That exercise is the Nordic hamstring raise. Those are extremely difficult, and the overloading potential is fantastic. I will say though that I don't actually know anybody who can actually do this lift without using any assistance at all. This exercise does require a little bit of setting up first. Either you find a friend who's willing to hold your ankles, or you find a sturdy fixture to hold your legs down. Starting in the kneeling position, you just need to lower your body in as close to control as you possibly can until you hit the floor. When you push off the floor, with as little force as will allow you to lift your body up with your hamstrings, that is the complete movement. Now, the downside to this exercise is that it's extremely taxing, so it might be impossible for you to do it if you've already done some single leg squats before in your workout. In that case, you can just do the single leg Romanian deadlift. The trick with that exercise is that you just want to take your time and make sure that you're feeling the stretch on the back of your working leg on the way down before exploding back up. Now, all of these compound lifts are fun and all, but let's remember you're interested in building muscles, right? And not just movements. So that means that we do need to do some isolation work. So that's where the leg extension comes in. Now, normally for the leg extension, you definitely need a machine, right? While you're wrong, you can actually do the body weight leg extensions. Now with these, the trick is to lean back during the entirety of the movement to make sure that you're taking full advantage of the loaded stretch during the down position of the movement. Now you can also step it up with the sissy squats, short for Sisyphus. It's not a slur, calm down. I know that certain YouTube experts seem to think that the exercise is fundamentally unsafe to do. And honestly, if you feel like that's the case for you, then I'm not going to tell you to do it. Do what feels right for you. But I do it, and it doesn't cause me any issues. A good trick for keeping your knees tight during this movement is actually to make sure that your glutes are flexed during the entirety of the movement. There's another exercise that I think would benefit from using the help of wall for balance is the sissy squats. Now, next up is the leg curl, and how in the heck would you do a leg curl at home with no equipment? Well, you actually have a few different options, and they all involve curling your legs. I know it's a little bit of a shocker, but bear with me. With the bodyweight leg curls, you can do it by rolling your feet on an exercise ball or a foam roller. And if you have slick floors at home, you can either curl your legs by sliding your feet in socks on the floor, or if you want to kick it up a notch, you can also slide your entire body by putting your feet without socks on the floor for grip. Well, look, I know that for some of you, indirect training won't cut it for your glutes. You got a flat butt and you need to work it out. And so that means that you need to do some direct glute training by doing some hip thrusts. Well, the hip thrusts themselves aren't actually a weighted exercise. You can add weight to it, but on their own, they're still an effective exercise, so you can just do those. But if you want an extra challenge, you still have some options. So you can either do them unilaterally or by doing them with your feet elevated. So there you have it. With this list of exercises, you can easily just pick out any leg workout from T Nation and swap out any of their exercises with the ones that I've showed you in this video, and do the workout in the same other ones. Now, of course, you do need to put the effort in the gym as well as in the kitchen, but workout supplements are also an amazing tool to add to your arsenal. Things like creatine, whey protein, beta-alanine all have been proven scientifically to be effective in boosting your gym performance and increasing your muscle growth. You can rely on this video sponsor for quality supplements that will help you with the hard work you need to grow some solid legs. bulksupplements.com, with well over 100,000 positive reviews on their website, and Amazon is the leading brand of over 500 pure, clean vitamins and supplements. They are trusted by myself and millions for their quality products that are free of artificial flavors, sweeteners, or fillers, all found at the best prices available. If you want your very own supplements, please consider going through my affiliate link, where you will not only get a 5% discount on your purchase, but you will also help support this channel so that I can justify continuing to make free content for your entertainment. If you don't want to buy anything, you don't have to. You just have, you can just like this video and subscribe to my channel, and that would go a long way. If you enjoy new and creative ways to make gains with the equipment you have right at home, then click that like button and subscribe. Thanks as always for watching, and have yourselves a great day. Bye.